Hi, it's Toby from Black Dog Rides. Just thought I'd do another video. I've already made one, which I don't know which order these will go in, but I thought I'd do another one on things that help me. Again, things that help me when I'm down. That, you know, I'm away today. Well, I'm away for a while, but I haven't got my bike with me because the trains are awful for booking on bikes. It's so ridiculous. I've had such a palaver trying to book my bike back on because I need to go to work on Wednesday, but the train line can only book my bike on for one half of the journey, which means I could be stuck in Bristol with my bike and not get to work. So I decided just to leave it and do something else. Like today, I'm just out on a walk. It's lovely. I'm in the Cotswolds, just going for a walk, and it's, you know, that's another thing that helps me. So even if it's, you know, sometimes I'll sort of set myself an aim of, when I'm at home, there's a shop that's, you know, 3 minutes walk away. So if I'm finding it tough, just go for a walk, get there, aim to pick up something that I might need to make a bit of food for lunch or for dinner or whatever, and make that a little goal to myself to try and do that. However, I do say, you know, setting myself a goal for going out and doing something. I understand that sometimes it's a little bit harder than that, and for those that sometimes struggle with when it gets too bad to even think about going outside without having an anxiety attack, what I'll tend to do is I'll go through whatever music platform I like. So I personally use YouTube quite a bit. I used to use Spotify massively, and now I do a lot of stuff on SoundCloud. If you just go through it and go on sort of like the recent, you know, songs similar to playlists, and go through and find loads of new things and make your own playlist off of it, and then listen to that for a couple of hours, and that helps me tremendously. That is a massive part of what helps me through things. Also, sometimes, you know, I'm not, as you can probably work out, I go out and do walks and cycling a lot. I'm not normally the kind of guy who stays in and does things inside all day, but sometimes, every now and then, just playing a game. So, you know, a bit of Mario Kart, or, you know, something like that where you're quite involved and you've got to concentrate on that one thing. I find that putting my mind to something where you've got to concentrate, maybe, you know, if you are a gamer, put the difficulty up a little bit. Give yourself a bit of a challenge so that you've really got to think about it. Keep your mind off of it, off of everything that's going on, and just, yeah, it's almost sort of to get through. Use that as something to focus on, so these thoughts aren't running through your head. That really helps me. That's one of the other tips I'd say, is do something to music or a game or even a film. Sometimes they say if you're feeling anxious to watch a film you've already seen that you like, so you know what's coming, you know there's not going to be a death, or, you know, something that might be quite upsetting. Watch a film that you know about. Otherwise, you might want to watch, as I found before, a film that I haven't seen before, just purely because you've got to concentrate a bit harder on the plot, which makes me think, you know, sort of take my mind off things. So, you know, either way of what you want to do on that. But yeah, I find that concentrating through a game or a film, or setting up a music playlist, or even making a video like what I'm doing now, doesn't have to go anywhere. You can make a video and not post it, delete it later, but getting out how you're feeling, I find, is massive. So although I don't say lots of detail in my videos because I am posting these videos, but just saying a few things like, oh, this helps me, I'm feeling bad because of toxic people, or what I've had to go through, or, you know, whatever it is, I think that even if, like I said, if you even write it down in your notes on your phone or something, getting it out also helps. So yeah, there's a few tips that I can think of off the top of my head. I've mentioned this one before, as I find setting goals. So even if it's just for the day, just set a goal of, I want to go for a bike ride today, and I'm going to go to, you know, I'm going to go right up to Holden Forest, I'm going to ride there, I'm going to have a ride. That to me sometimes can be a huge goal. That can be like, oh, I haven't been out of the house in a few days, I want to ride up there and, you know, go for a ride, and I know that will cheer me up, but it's the getting out and riding there that's a struggle mentally for me. So that, you know, on some days you might be feeling good and think, right, let's go and do this ride, and that can be a little goal. But what I try and do is set myself a goal every day, and even if it's, you know, if you're feeling really bad and you're anxious and everything's bugging you, just try and do a walk to the local park, walk around the park, go home. Or for me, I live on the edge of Exeter. Well, that's where I would be when I'm not travelling around all the time. We've got a park at the back of our house, a massive park, and it leads up towards Snowcan. I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but a walk through that or a ride up through there can take me 3-4 minutes to go around the park on my bike if I'm herring around. So if I do it in 10 minutes, just go slow, ride round and back. I don't have to go through any housing estates, I don't have to go into town or anything. Just something quiet, and just to give yourself a little goal. So what I also do is I'll have a goal for the day. So today I knew that I wanted to go for a walk, whether I was with my family or if I was going to come out on my own. But I also set myself goals for the end of the week or the month or a few months' time. So what I'm trying to do for the new year, as obviously today is the 24th and we're nearly at the new year, what I'm trying to do is set myself goals for a bit sort of longer term. So it's a bit windy here. Maybe I should go back the way I came because that was a little bit quieter. Anyway, so what I've got planned with my friend Jack is we've got a tour around France. So he's building up one of his bikes into a bit of a touring bike, and I'm getting one through the shops I work at, and we're going to take those away for a week to France, have a ride around, go to Dunkirk. Haven't planned it all out yet, we've just got a few places that we want to go. Lots of places we need to go and have a few drinks and have lots of nice food. So that's sort of a longer term plan, and that's planned out for March kind of time. And so I've got, you know, the bike at work, and I can see that, and it's like, oh, I need to get this, I need to get a few more parts, I need to get a few more things in my bag, I need to sort of think about tents and things. And that sort of whirring around in the back of my head of things to do is that planning, which I find really helpful. Also got I'm going to do a week intense course for driving in January, get that down so I can take laptop rides a little bit further instead of just being around wherever I'm based at the time. I can go and drive around and do wherever I need to be, or I can take people to parks and do sort of longer rides or something. So anyway, that's my plan for that thing. I've also got plans for New Year's to go out with a couple of friends and meet up with people when I'm there. So things like that may not necessarily like going out on New Year's. Most people go out on New Year's, but it's the thought of having, right, I've got a ticket for this event for the night. I need to get the coach here. I need to meet this person here, and just having that plan for me, and that sort of almost like. Well, when I was little, I used to do this. When I was good, when I was little, I used to have a little calendar through the week, and I got a gold star for every day of the week that I was good and behaved, and I went to school, and you know, because I hated it, I really hated school, and I was a little bit naughty when I was that age, and so if I got a gold star for every day, my mum would take me down to the shop, and I could get a bag of sweets or I could get a little toy, and that has worked for me through, like, even though I haven't noticed it until recently. That's massive for me, that really helps. So giving yourself, even if it's little goals like that, even if it's, oh, at the end of the week I'll go and ride to this pub and I'll go and have some chips, or whatever it is, give yourself something to look forward to, even if it doesn't mean that you have to spend, you know, £100 on stuff. Just something simple that you can look forward to is so big, and that's so important. And I think that if you're struggling with motivation and you're struggling to get out, if you give yourself little goals, even if it's, I'll go to the shop and buy this film, or I will buy this food so that I can make dinner, or whatever it is, so that you can watch that for the rest of the day and you can cook your dinner. Just little goals that will give you some pleasure is massive. So please try and use this if you can. If it doesn't work for you, that's cool, but please give this a try. Okay, sorry about the wind. The wind's picking up a bit. There's another one that I forgot to mention, which I just thought of when I put my phone down. I was away in Cornwall for my mum's birthday back in October, and there was no Wi-Fi, there was no TV, there was nothing. So I couldn't go and find some music online. I couldn't, watch a film. It was the middle of the night. It was probably about 1 or 2 in the morning, and I was having a hard time. I was feeling really anxious. I was having a bit of a panic attack. So I was thinking, what can I do? What can I do in this situation to keep myself busy and concentrated on something when I can't sleep? Because obviously I was wide awake worrying. And I found a bookshelf and I found loads of old Michael Morpurgo books. And it was one that I hadn't read in years and years. I think my mother might have read it to me when I was about, 7 or something. And I think it was the Butterfly Dragon, or the Butterfly Lion, sorry. And I just sat there and read the whole thing through, and that helped me massively. And that was just something very easy to do. Just pick up a book that, you might, something you haven't ever read, or something you read ages ago like me, but that one was a massive help, especially at bedtime when, you shouldn't really be on your phone, you shouldn't really be on with a bright screen, messing with your mind. So that one's another good tip I found at the end of the summer. Going back to music, I know some people play instruments, some people do producing of music, some people just like to listen to music or go to gigs, whatever it is. I have found personally, to me, through some of the people that I've been hanging around with, as I hang around with a lot of people, and I've been good friends with people who are into lots of underground music and into big sound systems and things. So I've recently got into sort of mixing and DJing, and also, that's another thing I've been planning, is my birthday party, which seems to be growing bigger and bigger each day, which seems to be going off the chain. But anyway, so that for me is something that I also have to focus on quite hard, especially as I haven't been doing it a very long time, so I'm still in the learning process. Well, I guess everyone's still in the learning process, but yeah, so having to concentrate on beat matching and things, I find really good, as it's another thing to keep my mind off whatever's going on in the back of my head. But it's also concentrating on something that I love, and I love music. Music and biking, I'd say, are my music, biking and planning things are my 3 things for tips for me. So they're my top 3. So yeah, I find that's good. I mean, obviously, getting yourself hands on some decks or whatever can be difficult. So even if it's, pick up a guitar, or you might have a drum kit or a ukulele, which might not be so much, and just give yourself something to learn as well. I think it's quite good fun. Also, the whole keeping your mind, concentrating, I think is a huge part of it. Just keeping your mind off it. It's just something to keep you going and not think about what's going on in the back of your mind. Give yourself something to concentrate on. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. It's been a bit of a weighty video, but I thought I'd end this now because it's getting quite dark and I've got to head back in there and have my roast dinner. So yeah, looking forward to it. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you could like it and subscribe to the channel if you liked what I've been saying, because I'll be putting up more videos from now on. So yeah, give us a subscribe.